Hey guys, welcome back to my live stream. I am going to go back in time and watch a bunch of Roaring Kitty videos. Hopefully we find something good, but this is really the after effect of me YOLOing way too much into it. And yeah, not financial advice, to your own DD, entertainment purposes only on my channel. This is generally what happens in my life where I make a decision and then afterwards I'll walk back and try to reconvince myself that that was the right decision. Again, I have no idea. Next week, from now until next week, until those 12 million shares, either he's going to purchase it or maybe he's going to sell those call options, because obviously options is just the right but not the obligation to actually execute, or maybe it's going to expire worthless. I have no idea, but I think a lot of people, not just me, are going to have a pretty interesting week. Either life-changing for all the best or life-changing for all the worse. But yeah, I found a bunch of random videos that just kind of popped up on my feed. And I know he's got so much videos from 3 years ago. I think somebody said, because I went into deep dives of people making deep dives on Roaring Kitty and then also just straight up Roaring Kitty videos myself. And I believe that he made his first video, or he started to talk about GameStop or whatever in July 2020, I want to say, where all I'm thinking is, I don't know where the heck I was, but I wish I was watching those videos back then. But if you're watching my video right now, please just tap that like button. Greatly appreciate it, especially since I had a really bad day yesterday where I don't know if I covered it up with my foundation, but do you see that bump? That bump, my friends, is me hitting myself by accident with a pickleball paddle. Not a pickleball, but a pickleball paddle that came from my own hands. And then I try to get it right in front of the net like this, and then I just went bam, smack in my own head. Luckily, I want to buy one of those more expensive paddles. So the one that I used yesterday was $20 for 4, so it wasn't, I guess, that nice. I don't know if that would have been worse if I had the nicer paddle, but I want to buy the titanium ones or whatever, partly titanium, a really nice one. Those ones I think are $120. My friend has one and I really want one of those. I think it's called diamond something. But yeah, let's hope I don't make those mistakes later on when I actually get one of those. But also, I just want to say I really, really appreciate all of you guys that are a part of my channel, and let's listen. And I'm also going to be working at the same time. I'm going to be doing my listings that I pre-took pictures of on eBay. So I'm just going to be doing that and eating watermelon and watching Roaring Kitty and giving my 2 cents whenever I feel like it. But let's listen to him. I think there's a few that I kind of just started where I thought you should listen to as well, especially if you're in it. Let's see which one is it, because I have so many tabs open. One of them is called Selecting Stocks Based on Feel. Love it. And I was watching this video. Okay, I thought this was a really good video, actually. I'm actually going to copy the link to this video, and I recommend y'all check out this one. We could kind of go over it on my channel, but this one is a good one to watch. So this one actually talks about the fact that, because I told you guys I never watched Roaring Kitty back in 2020 or 2021, right? I just bought the stock in 2021 and I heard about Roaring Kitty. But in 2020, I guess he posted all these positions at one point, all these stocks that he was invested in. Now, granted, I'm not saying he's an absolute genius just because he was up 200, 300%, because back in 2021, I know I'm not a genius. And I was also it felt like I was making money with my eyes closed. I still to this day don't even know how. I just threw money into Tesla call options and I made $15,000 like that, pulled out and left. So to be honest, I feel a lot of people who are not necessarily intelligent, not saying it's everybody else, but myself definitely included, I'm not that smart, and I was able to make a lot of money through the pandemic. So I feel that was more of an opportunistic moment. I do think Roaring Kitty is more intelligent than the average individual, though. But yeah, so at least through this video that I just put the link in for you guys right now, it's this person doing a dive, this account called Benjamin. This person has 547,000 subscribers. I just subscribed, so you guys should subscribe to him too after you subscribe to me. And it's called the Deep Value Investing Formula. It's really funny. I like the humor. But it talks about all these stocks that he was invested in. So let me see if I could pull that part up because that was cool. Okay, here. I like this person's voice. I wish I could. So he's like showing the screenshot. I don't know which video this was actually because I need to actually find it myself if it's even up there. But deep, this is deep effing value, Roaring Kitty, Keith Gill, all the names. I love all the names. But this is Roaring Kitty's, I guess, Excel sheet. It looks like an Excel sheet. I suck at Excel sheets. So I think that's an Excel sheet where it has his tickers and he's got like 10 tickers. I'm assuming those are all stocks. And then the returns. I don't see GME as a part of them, but there's TSE, RRC, PTEN, PBF, NGD, RFP, CNR, PUMP for pump, OVV, FTX, FTK, not FTX. Because that would have been him really traveling back in time. But yeah, so all of those returns, and it shows like on his Excel sheet, like all of Roaring Kitty's returns, I guess. And it shows like 142% return, 140% return, 144, and then only like two this person's saying is like 21% and 19%, but everything's like over 100%. And then RFP, Roaring Kitty, made 451%. And then on CNR, he made 439%. On Pump, he made 226%. So Roaring Kitty is basically not new to forexing on something. Like, I guess by the time the rest of the internet found him through Reddit or like YouTube or whatever, this dude's already making like 4x. But again, a lot of people made 4x, 10x. Heck, I bought Neo in 2021 or 2020. I forget. No. I bought Neo in 2020 or the beginning of 2021. And I just watched it as it popped off from like around $3-4. Well, no, actually, no. $3, $4, or $7 is like around the price point that I bought Neo in for. And I watched it as it went to $60, but I wasn't smart enough to sell it at $60. But that's like $7 to $60 is almost 10x. So again, not putting Roaring Kitty down, but I'm just saying a lot of people made a lot of money. Some cashed out, some didn't cash out. That I guess also shows a difference in intelligence, because if I was more intelligent, I'd be like Roaring Kitty right now, and I would have cashed out on something, jumped into another, and just kind of rolled through it. And I think like if you were watching my morning video, I was talking about how like I don't really know what Roaring Kitty did, if he actually just had more accounts from the very get-go when he told people that he had $50,000 and then it was included in dumb money and blah 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 and GameStop. I think everybody just assumed, okay, this guy went YOLO into GameStop and like he doesn't have that much money. He's not like multi-billionaire or whatever, a millionaire at least. And then now it doesn't seem that way. And I feel like at one point I was guessing. I think that's still one of my assumptions. If I had to guess, I think I'm not going to cross it off as my like on my guest list of how he made his wealth currently in the status of closer to 500 million than he is to 50,000. And I think that either he said that he had $50,000 in and he showed whatever account he was on, whether it's E-Trade or I don't know. And then he actually had other accounts on that he didn't want to show the public, which is totally in his right to. Or he actually did show exactly what he had. And then he decided, you know what? I'm just going to stay silent for the next like 3 years and I'll make some money. And then he came back only after he made that money. So I'm actually leaning more towards like scenario number 2, that he actually did just make, let's say, $50 million in the first round of things, like by 2021. And then he just kind of did what he does best and just traded stocks and possibly options and made money either through a lot of it GME or GME and a mix of other things, or maybe he didn't even touch GME before throughout like these 3 years and added on to the position, and he just bought and sold other stuff. Who knows? Maybe he was in Nvidia, right? Anything could have happened in the last 3 years. He literally could have put like millions of dollars into Nvidia and then I don't know, sold it off recently at like $1,200 or $1,000 and he'd be balling. So that's just kind of my 2 cents on that, but definitely check out this person's video that I just put in the link. But okay, let's go through some of the ones that I see just popped up on the top. So this is his, okay, hold on. This is from 3 years ago. This one's called Roaring Kitty Investment Style Part 1 of 2 Overview. This is before the smash the like button, by the way, if you're watching. He's a value. He's wearing a cat shirt. I don't really know what he's talking about, but I'm just gonna go with I don't think he likes ETFs, and I also don't like ETFs. I don't own a single ETF, but I did look at the S&P 500 ETF today. I think I posted it on my X. It's still weird for me to say on my X, on my Twitter. And if you're not following me on Twitter, I highly recommend you do so. It's just Living with Lucy. So please follow if you're not already following. I'm actually not even looking at the screen, so I don't know if I'm even showing you my Twitter. But yeah, like I did see. Okay, now I'm back on the screen. But I did see that SPY 500 ETF, I think, is up an insane amount, like 300% if you go to the max view. But in the last, or I think, hold on, let me just pull it up. Sorry, doesn't work out through my memory, and that way we can check the price of GME right now. Also, by the way, as I am making this live stream, GME is at 26.30. I don't know why I didn't just drop my watermelon. I don't know why I'm holding it up against my chest. That's the price of GameStop right now, 26.30. Still dropped, still red, still under, like it went down 16%. And earlier in regular trading hours, we did get GameStop at like 33, I believe. Now, like hindsight 2020, I honestly should have sold and just like bought back. But I've been watching it like 7 times like this and I didn't do it. So, I mean, it's scary. It's scary because I'm like, once I leave the boat, will I ever be able to get back on it? Okay. Oh, sorry. I wanted to look at, okay, this is not working out. I'm going to put it down. Put it down and put my phone down. That was, see, don't make good life decisions. I should have put the watermelon down. Now it's fine. I'm just going to put in typing with one hand. SPY. Okay. Ticker symbol, SPY 500 ETF. It's at $542. Today's still up, obviously. And if you go into the year view, 1 year date. 1 year date, it's up 25%. So if you look at the gains of how much GameStop went up and down, whatever, take it, leave it. But within the last week, there's been so much more opportunity, in my opinion, through and in very aggressive investment style, in comparison to if you just, I guess, safely put it in here for a year. Yeah, you would though. I mean, not bashing anybody who has their money in here. I have friends who have their money in here. Up 25%, still a pretty sweet deal. Better. All of this, by the way, I think it's all per choice because, like, obviously GME, like, it could go to like $0. Just kidding. It could go to like $10 tomorrow. I don't know. It could go to $5. It could go to $3 again, and that would suck a lot. But the S&P 500, it could go down by a lot too. Don't get me a lot of stuff. Lucy, thank you, Michael. Andrew 312. Lemon with watermelon is great. I don't have lemon. I wish you guys could smell this. It smells really good. It's delicious. It's just a lot of sweet watermelon. Hello, crypto community. Good day, Lucy. Hi there, Lord Michael. Nice to see you. I recognize you. El Martinez. Too many things going on at once. It's very interesting to say, okay, well, yeah, you're just going to basically, if you're in here, you're interested in Aurora Kitty, like I am, and we're just going to watch some videos and make some comments. So. I don't know if there's a real cat behind him sitting for the video or it's not. I feel like, right? One more. Watermelon. Wait, I'm just realizing that this is from 3 years ago. He he's Roaring Kitty on YouTube, so he's making this video on YouTube, but then he's also deep fudging value on Reddit, as we know. But he's saying value doesn't matter that much. It's more of the framework. What? I don't know if he's told people, like, when he's doing the YouTube, that he is also that account on Reddit, though. So I find that part a little confusing. I'm not sure if the people who are watching know that he has a username called the Deep Fudging Valley one. But I kind of agree. Like, I kind of feel like I can understand what he's saying, but maybe I'm interpreting it differently. I'm just hearing, like, it doesn't matter if you actually calculate the value of a company, like, let's say you calculate the value of Tesla correctly, because there are too many other factors that could affect the price of the stock, and therefore you may not make money. That's how I take it. I don't know what he's really, like, what he really means, or if I'm taking it wrong, but I hear it like that, and I think of it as that is a fact, because I mean, let's be real here. Tomorrow, like, if everybody just, like, if Tim Cook made a decision, or Apple started to represent something that nobody liked and just pissed the whole world off, then it doesn't matter all the fundamentals and all of the balance sheets that was read by somebody who, like, went to Harvard or whatever and they're really smart and they have a degree and everything, business, economy, and then they said that, you know, Apple's still gonna be worth 5 trillion one day, because if the world decides, okay, we just want to cancel this company, or we don't want their phones anymore, then it's done. So there's just a lot of other factors that affect a stock. And then I would apply this to today, where what did Citron Research say today? That I think there is a firm out there, or some entity decided to give a rating for GameStop value or something like that for the stock price, and they targeted it at like $11. And yeah, maybe they are right. I don't know how to calculate that stuff, so maybe it is valued at $11, but we're still actually sitting at, even though people know this news of them writing it at $11, we're still somehow sitting and surviving at $26. I would say thriving, not surviving. Because surviving would be like if they marked GameStop at $11 and you're sitting at $13, very close to what they're marking you at. We're like thriving right now at 26. And I mean, I'm not thriving, but Roaring Kitty's thriving. And then to those of you guys, I guess, that bought in on it and believed in it when it was like $10. I think something else I wanted to ask you guys, for anybody that's like more intelligent than me and knows better about this, is why did he buy, like, why do you think he bought call options at 20? And also all those shares. I just realized those shares were bought at like 20 something dollars or whatever. That's what I saw, like charts that people posted online. That supposedly he posted on Reddit. And I just don't really get it. Like, he's disappeared for 3 years, and like, what did he just not buy any at 10? Because it was around $10, it was around $17, it was around $15. So why didn't he buy a bunch of call options that expire still, like next week, June 21st, but for the price of, I don't know, maybe like $15, and he like got in early? Or did he just like not believe in GameStop and then just a woof, like popped right back in afterwards? Like, what was the ignition? Like, what was the turning point for him to be like, I'm going to be back? Or was this just like an idea that, like, a seed that was planted in his head, like starting possibly right after the congressional hearing. He was like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to bounce. I'm not going to be around anymore. But when I come back, this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to make all these memes and I'm going to post everything. So I wonder if it was like something he's just been planning this whole time, or was it like a last minute decision? And why I think there's just a slight possibility that he believed in it, but maybe it ignited when Ryan Cohen, because obviously he's been talking about Ryan Cohen nonstop, they could flip the company around. Is it possible that he might have decided to like get back in because Ryan Cohen became the chair? I'm sorry, the CEO of GameStop. Is that why? Or is it because now there's like all this information about Ryan Cohen? I didn't know about this, that there was like this lawsuit with like, what is it, Bed Bath and Beyond, and he won it. So it's like $1 billion lawsuit or whatever, and he's won that. So I guess that's off his mind. Or did Roy and Kitty also know about that? And he's like, oh, okay, now Ryan Cohen can actually focus on GameStop, because we apparently know that allegedly Ryan Cohen has all of these shares from GameStop and it's his own money, and he hasn't really made any chess moves. So people are all like curious what's next really with Ryan Cohen. So those are like just some ideas. I'm gonna throw it out there. Anyways, we'll go back here and listen to his investment style part 1 of 2 overview. I don't know where part 2 is. Oh, wait. Ooh. So he does technical analysis, but he also does fundamentals. Where's Warren Buffett though? Warren Buffett, I don't think he's a technical chart analysis dude, right? Warren Buffett is a value investor. So if anything, I think Warren Buffett is a deep value investor, right? At least that's how I see it. I guess Roy and Kitty is considered an aggressive, a little bit of both. That's what I want to say. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below if you're not part of the stream, or, you know. Oh, hi there. Patrick, GME. Yes. I mean, I hope I see it, Rocket. Pitbull says, I'm in at 31. LOL, I suck. Nobody sucks in here. I mean, you never know. You can't time the market. But I am also, let's see. Yeah, I'm down. I am down at this current moment. I have been fluctuating within the thousands, up and down, over and over and over today. And I feel like I suck because I should have just sold at the top and then bought back in. But I say it so easily in hindsight, but I can't predict if after I sell, it's ever going to come back down or it's going to go to the moon. But honestly, just the feeling. Tomorrow might be big because everyone's saying that. Is it tomorrow? Is it Thursday? I think people are saying that on June 13th, that's when we're supposed to like hear something about the board, or if there possibly could be like another member that they plan on like adding to GME. That's what I'm hearing, but we shall see. I also thought that there was supposed to be new short interest information coming out, but I keep refreshing like on Yahoo Finance. I don't know where else like to find it, but I'm not seeing any new short interest, meaning like because we only have up until May 15 short interest on GameStop. But clearly from May 15, a lot has changed. I mean, Citron Research is apparently out on their shorts, as they say, as they claim. But yeah, a lot has changed, and I want to know the new short interest, but I'm not getting that information either. So a lot of stuff is delayed, and it's going to play into whatever happens next week, I feel. Don't sell, dang it. Let's going to this thing. Plus, they meet the goal today on the 75 million shares. Yes, it is absolutely amazing to know that they finally did it, because even though they did it, I feel like if people didn't know that they already finished with those 75 million shares offerings, whatnot, then people would be like, oh no, like at any given point, they're going to dump it on us and it's just going to drop like really heavy. So now knowing, I guess, that if they've already like, dropped it, now there's more opportunity for people to want to buy. But I'm still a little disappointed because, like I said, I was watching the Zip Trader video, and then he was saying how like it would be nice if GameStop kind of like came out and said, hey, like we've done enough offerings, like we're not going to do any more offerings for the rest of the quarter. Obviously not forever. That's a huge promise. But like even a month, even like one quarter would be nice. But they didn't do that. So I think that puts a little pressure on anybody who wants to go long or even wants to do it short term, because you're like, oh my God, I'm going to put it in at like 30 and then it's going to go to like 40 and then it's going to dump, because then they're going to be like, hey, I'm going to do another like offering. And who knows, they went from 45 to 75 and then who knows, maybe the next one's going to be like 125. And then eventually people are just not going to be okay with it anymore. So, but as much as also the other argument is, as much as people complain, oh my God, why did they dump it on us? Why did they rug pull us? Why did they rug pull the investors and retail investors and Roaring Kitty, blah, 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 without them having done this and offer their shares, which is way better than a company borrowing and financing for like more money and then owing a huge amount of interest. This is the better way for them to have more cash. And then now people are kind of like looking at GameStop like, okay, well, maybe this company I don't want to mess with. Maybe this is a company I can't really afford to short because they've got so much cash and who knows what they're going to do. I think like that's the current vibe right now for a lot of people. And that's like the reason why I'm never really thought about going long on like GameStop at all. This was just like seriously a YOLO play, a trade, a quick one, get in, get out for me. But now I'm honestly like, do I possibly want to get out and then maybe leave some behind for the long run? Because God knows what Ryan Cohen can do, right? Like now that he's got more time on his hands and now that he's won like this $1 billion lawsuit, we don't know what he's going to do. He's getting subscribers, by the way. I remember when we like last saw like his YouTube, it was like 750,000 subscribers, I think. Now he's got like 972. I'm pretty sure he's gonna hit 1 million. And then like depending on how much GameStop goes to, it could like easily reach like 2 million. Lots of those. By the way, I still only have 3 hours with the GameStop. No regrets. Seems like such a manifesting guy. Like I know he's not even used the word manifest yet, but I think he's like very ahead of his time. The vibe that I get from him is like, manifest, guys. Like it'll all work out. Hakuna Matata. Oh, there we go. Lucid, Neo. I guess I'm being a deep value investor right now with my investments in those. Wish me luck. I don't know if I have the guts and glory to hold on to anything for that long anymore after the whole like buying Neo and then not selling it when it hits 60 and then going back all the way down. But I did sell Neo. I didn't make money off Neo, but when I bought it in like either 2020, 2021, when it was low, it was like less than $7. And when it went to 60 something, I didn't sell Neo, but then I watched it as it dropped to 20 something before my heart was like, I can't take no more. And then I sold. So I was really only like 3x, which sounds good, but it totally sucks. So I don't think I'm going to do that to myself again, or I hope not. Yeah, Patrick, I have no idea. Like, guys, please smash the like button if you haven't already. Free to do so. Join your like your name's highlighted on this. Check out the links down below and the join tab. Oh, did you hear that? He said, I'm not a buy and hold forever 5, 10 years investor. But again, you can't hold on to what somebody says in the past. Like this is from 3 years ago, what Roy and Kitty said 3 years ago. One cannot, and you can't apply this to anything. What you said, what I said, what anybody said, what the president of the United States said. If somebody says something like 10, 20, 30 years ago, whatever they meant in that moment, whatever their knowledge was at in that moment and their experiences, do not equate to how they feel and possibly can perceive things today. So, past performance does not dictate future results. I think that also applies to things that people say. So even though he says he's not going to do like a forever hodl diamond hand basically. Who knows? Maybe he's changed his mind. Maybe he's actually going to diamond hand hodl GameStop till the end now, or not, or he's going to follow this original thought from 3 years ago and not do that. I mean, it has been 5 years. It has not been 5 years yet. I could never. I think I've never the most amount of stocks or options, like just different tabs, like lines I've had ever on any trading portfolio was like probably less or around 20, around 25 at best. I don't know how this man can handle 150. Talking about the pandemic scenario, which is not often. Plot twist. Imagine if this whole entire time as he's buying up, and again, I'm not painting him in a bad light. I think he's just a simple capitalist. He wants to make money, he wants to have fun, and he has a family. So I'm sure he wants to make as much money for the future of his wife and kids and whatnot. Um, But there is a possibility, and this is somebody I think either on CNBC or some type of Bloomberg News or whatever. I forget which news outlet, but I remember playing it and telling you guys too, where this options strategist, like this options professional, was also saying like there is a possibility, and we just wouldn't know it, you and I, if he is actually buying the stock, buying, like showing you the call options, but at the same time he's shorting it himself, like not the hedgies, but himself. And I think that is a trade like possibility. That's something that any you can do, I could do, and it doesn't mean you hate the stock. He could still like want to long term. Who knows? Maybe one day he wants to be taking Ryan Cohen's position. Maybe one day he wants to be GameStop CEO, or he wants to sit on the board. But for now, as we know at this point in time, he is not, and he is free to trade and do whatever the heck he wants. So is there a possibility that through all this volume that we're seeing, he is partly a huge player in the volume of both buying and selling? I think that is absolutely likely. Will he ever write a book about it, admit it into the future, tell us about it, start a YouTube video, like start his YouTube videos again and like thoroughly explain to you how he made millions on millions of dollars and how all this happened? I hope so, but I'm not going to bet on that happening. He doesn't owe us anything. And I still, even though these things are just ideas, like I'm just trying to be as unbiased as possible, as much as I love for GameStop to like do the mother of all short squeezes. Just being realistic here. I think these are all very real possibilities. For those of you guys that are like, you just want to listen to it and you don't want to listen to me, just go on Roaring Kitty, his YouTube channel, and type in Roaring Kitty dash investment style part 1 of 2 bracket overview. Feels. All right. So now I'm playing the part 2. That was just part 1. Hold on, let me read, I guess, some of your advice to keep the channel running and to support me, because I'm just not Roaring Kitty. I'm just trying to make it, trying to buy a house, trying to start a family like him as well, and eventually have enough money to basically have maybe some cats, but for sure a house. If you want to support that, smash the like button and hopefully ring the notification bell so you know whenever my other videos are on. You holding a lot of GME, Pitbull's asking. Well, yeah, dude. Like, you think I'm gonna waste my time and watch this guy's videos that he filmed 3 years ago and be like refreshing the page for X to like see what he's memeing next if I didn't have any GME? Yeah, I have GME more than I honestly probably should have YOLO'd into it, but it's there now and I'm not leaving. So I'm not leaving for now. I don't know when I'm going to leave. I'm going to decipher this. We're going to do it together through this stream. And you can tell me if you think I'm being an idiot. I'll totally take constructive criticism. Totally will. Just let me know down in the comment section below. For those of you guys that are new here and you don't know me or what I've done in the past, I'm just a girl trying to make money. I am monetized on YouTube, so obviously these videos are great for me. But I traded seriously, started trading like more often with more money and whatnot in 2019 while I had an office job. And when I did that, it's really just thanks to my coworkers because, well, thanks to my SO, I started to trade crypto. And then I was trying to convince my coworkers, like, hey, use my referral link for Coinbase or whatever. And by the way, use my links down below if you see any links you like. But yeah, I was like talking to my coworkers, and one coworker was like, "What are you doing? Why don't you have Robinhood? You should be trading stocks. Like, forget about crypto." I mean, remember this was 2019. And then I was like, "Fine. Like, you help scratch my back, I'll help scratch your back, basically." And then he added like my referral link, I added his referral link, something like that, and that's how I ended up starting my Robinhood account. And I put in, I think, like $7,000 at first, and then I grew it myself to like $20,000, and it just kept going. And then afterwards, the pandemic hit, and I lost my job, and I was just trading like crazy, and I was sharing it on YouTube. And then, yeah, here I am. I've never worked an office job since 2019. I've been working my butt off, trying to make money left and right, and I do e-commerce on the side. That's actually a very recent thing that I've just been doing for like just about a year. Actually, I've hit my anniversary. I've just done it for a year now. I started last year, around June, and I have multiple like eBay accounts, e-commerce all over. That's like my money. That's like what I'm working on, by the way. I'm not just like playing, texting people on my phone. I'm like listing and working as I'm talking to you guys and doing these streams. So all of these investments that I do are just like in my mind, like my own little retirement fund. And then everything I do besides that, YouTube, whatever. I don't make much here. Obviously, I'm not a big YouTuber or anything like that. I wish I was. But on YouTube, all this extra stuff that I do and the paid subscriptions you see down the description below, that's just extra little streams of income, like coffee money. Whereas for like, thankfully, my hard work pays off that I put into my eBay accounts and all this e-commerce stuff that I does that mean like I hate office jobs and I never want to go back? Absolutely not. I don't mind having an office job if it's something that I am interested in the future. But for now, I honestly really like what I'm doing and I like trading. And yeah, sorry, that was kind of like me babbling on. I'll play Roaring Kitty again. Thank you so much, Ian E. Thank you so much for the super chat. Always great to catch Lucy live. Yo, hey there, Stephen. Very nice to see you again. It's nice to see different people coming in and out, like through different times of the day. But I just want to say, whether you chat in here or not, I appreciate you. And whatever is going on in your life right now, this is just me to you through the screen, whether you believe it or not. I don't know you. And funny enough, I feel like when I don't know someone and I don't know you personally and we've never met in person, but there's nothing for me to be against you about, right? Like, I don't know your history. And even if I did know your history, we don't know each other. But I sincerely just hope that, you make it. And whatever it is that you want in life, it happens. And through all of that, you're spreading around the happiness and good luck and good vibes. And I think that just really works out. Anyways, let's play Roaring Kitty Investment Style Part 2. Oh my God, I love it. So part 2, oh my God, it is a stuffed animal. So if you look at his videos, there was a stuffed animal, I guess, cat on the window. And now there's a different one. But the whole video I was like staring at it. I'm like, why isn't it moving? Like, I thought it was real. I don't even know. Now I'm wondering, does he even have a real cat? Like, does he? I don't see it in his videos. I don't know if the cat's with his wife or whatever. I don't see a real cat. It's got the band on this one now. Oh, and also, you know how I said if I could meet anybody alive or unalive throughout history, it would be Elon Musk and Taylor Swift, preferably like one dinner setting. He just made it to my number 2 on the list. Like, if I could meet anyone on this planet right now, it would be Elon Musk and Taylor Swift. I think they're both like very Easter egg drop in, love in people who have very interesting minds, successful, smart, and I'm curious about how their mind works. So those two, and then Roaring Kitty. You just made it a number 2. That means I will buy you coffee, Roaring Kitty. I don't think you'll ever watch my streams, but if you do, I will pay for your coffee and do an interview or just ask you questions. Right. 26. Okay. We're only at 8.9 billion. But I just want to add, yes, sometimes the greatest opportunities I do feel like are when the charts look like shit. And that's what happened with Neo. It looked really, really bad. And I kept watching it. And then I just took my shot during like the pandemic. But it's not all success and rainbows and butterflies. I've also seen some really ugly charts and then just rode down to hell and then end up selling like at a loss and just doing really badly. Like there's also the ones that look like they're going bankrupt because they're actually going bankrupt and there's no Roaring Kitty to save you. And there's no Ryan Cohen to like get into the company and change things around. So you just maybe just keep that in mind. But again, not financial advice ever on any of my videos. Do your own DD. Do not know how to do that. Either GW bought more meme coins, Mary. You bought more meme coins or I bought more? I didn't buy more meme coins. They're awesome. Ins So I feel like what he's saying right now is like he'll look at the insider buying, so which execs are buying into the stock, like from within the company. So it's kind of like if Elon Musk goes ahead and buys more Tesla, maybe that just means he's more hopeful for the future of Tesla instead of not. I think that's how I'm interpreting it. And I guess another way is just, isn't that a sense of just like influence? Like if you're buying GameStop because of Roaring Kitty, or you bought it because Michael Burry at one point had it years ago, or Ryan Cohen, and then he's just kind of like more looking at it in the execs level. But I feel like it's kind of the same. It's just like you see somebody else doing it and you're like, all right, maybe there's something there. I feel really bad now because I didn't check any of that. I don't know if we're at an inflection point with Lucid or Neo. I don't know if the CEO and the people in there are buying. Oh Lord, pray for me, guys. If you know, by the way, if you're also invested in Neo and Lucid, because I already told you guys that I bought it. I have shares and call options in it actually. Long term, far out years, call options. I'm not that scared, but yeah, let me know. Let me know on X if you happen to pass by, on Twitter for me, or here. I try to see as much comments as possible. I'm sorry if I can't respond to every single comment. Again, if you want to DM me directly, use any of my paid subscriptions, either Patreon or on my OF, links down below. I answer to those, of course, but other times you just try me. I'll try to respond back if I have time. Thank you so much. It'll go up. GTA 6, PS5 Pro, Switch 2 coming soon. Hold. Brian Michael says. Thank you so much. Yeah, okay. So with the whole I think you're saying like the hardware, right? With that, I did watch, I think is he called Warrior Trader or something like that? This YouTuber with like at least 1 or 2 million subscribers. I watched his videos and he was saying how those aren't like, maybe not necessarily like the exact ones you just mentioned, but it's either him or maybe some other YouTuber. Basically, I heard someone on YouTube state that if it's just based on like the products that they sell over there at GameStop, it's not gonna make as much of a difference for us to like get that mother of all short squeeze. And I personally believe it's gonna be right now. The play is no longer, oh my god, all these like hedgies want to short this company to death. I'm like, oh my gosh, we have to buy it and hodl and then like go to the moon, because then I think if he unveils that he's got like actually hundreds of millions of dollars and he's going to keep like putting it into GameStop until GameStop goes to like 100 billion cap or something like that, that is also going to change a lot of people's sentiment, because I know a lot of people that were like, oh, it's interesting, oh, I might buy, but then they didn't, because look at it. Look, it went to 67, dropped down to like 23. No normal person can really handle that. So I feel like it is a little bit tough right now. It's a little bit tough for people to like get in on it until they hear more promises or they learn more about the whole entire situation. But yeah, there's like definitely, and I feel like even though regular retail investors like you and I might feel this way, but I think at the same time, like hedges are just really people that work for a company together and they're trying to make a lot of money. So I feel like those people also be emotionally, at the very least, like distracted or curious on the future. And it doesn't all mean that they're going to go ahead and short the stock. So the stock can go to the moon without short squeezing necessarily. If this just becomes like the whole thing turns around from 2021, if people, regular retail investors buying it because they feel like, oh my gosh, doesn't actually happen. Because that's how I felt. I felt like it had no value, right? In 2021, even despite Roaring Kitty saying that there's value, I found out about who Roaring Kitty was in 2021. And my honest opinion was, I was like, I don't see value in this. I will never go to GameStop. I don't care for GameStop. I don't go shop at GameStop. And it doesn't matter to a lot of my friends. So the way I saw it was like, there is no value in this, but hey, everyone else is buying and supposedly these shorts are going to get squeezed. Let's go to the moon. Let's buy it. But then I'm eventually going to get out. And I think that's what happened. But now I feel like the whole thing is changing and people are now believing, at least I know I'm moving along when I say people, really just describing myself. I feel like there are people now like myself that have started off like for years thinking, you know, GameStop is, no offense, kind of like a trash company and it's just not going to do anything. It's not going to go anywhere. There is no innovative ideas that are going to come out that are going to turn anything around. And then now there is hope because now all of a sudden there's all this money. There's billions of dollars that who knows what they're going to do next. Are they going to become the next Robinhood? Are they going to become an investment company? Are they going to become, I don't think they're going to become a real estate. Are they going to be the new like Dave and Buster, a streaming company, a cafe? Like just possibilities are endless. I mean, we're just going to have to see. We'll know when we know. I don't know what those mean. I need something mint. Honey lemon and oh, no. Oh, all right. I need to look at the comment section for this video that I'm watching right now from Rory Kenny. That's 3 years ago. Okay, this is YouTube. First top comment I see. The best part is that he seems like a genuinely nice guy. This story is just perfect in every way. Oh, I'm gonna like that. The second one. I wish I had found this cat months ago. And then again, these are all comments from 3 years ago that are voted up top. Watching this made me realize he really likes investing and actually values companies he invests in. Another one. Point CNBC here what they say. They don't know what they are doing. Oh man. 6 days ago. Like if you're ready for his stream tomorrow, time to give it to the suits. I don't really agree that we're just giving it to the suits. I feel like the suits are giving it to the suits and then just people are giving it to people, but yeah. Or a good meme. Hi, Dawn. Good luck, GME hodlers. Smash that like button and subscribe for more amazing content in this channel. Yes, thank you. All of you guys that are new here, hello. I'm Lucy. More GME as I said earlier today, Steven says. Nice. All right, let's head to the moon. I don't know where we're going, but it's the stratosphere. I really want to know how confident, like The billion-dollar question is, will he ever sell? For me, like at this point, I don't even care if he those options expire worthless, like whether people that'll make people feel like he doesn't actually have money, he's not actually rich. Well, either it's going to just expire worthless and he's going to waste millions of dollars on those call options, which I think that's the least likely, or he's going to execute them, meaning he actually does have a lot more money than people believe in. And then when he does that, I think even if there's not a mother of all short squeezes, then it's just going to cause a lot of people to have more faith in him and this company. I know I will. Again, not financial advice, your own DD entertainment purposes only. This stock is currently sitting at $26.09 and it could very easily go to $2. Just saying. And then number 3 is, okay, sorry, I forgot. The first one is he's just going to let it expire worthless. Second one, he's going to execute it. Oh, the third one, yeah, he could just sell. But again, there's all these smarter people theories that it's too hard to sell because there's just not that much demand for all of those call options that are expiring soon. Oh, I'm more like really, really just curious. Like no matter what happens with the options by the 21st, I want to know what's next for him. Like I want to know, will he ever sell? Because if he just comes out and says like, I'm just going to diamond hand this whole thing. I mean, I won't believe anyone when they say they're going to diamond hand anything for life because we're all in this for the money. You're not here because you like the stock, because you can't really take your stock and like, if you don't turn it into crypto, you don't turn it into money, you don't turn it into anything. It's not going to turn into food or commodities or anything like that. And you really just can't enjoy your life. So, I mean, maybe for some people, stocks just make them happy. I don't know, but that's not me. That's probably not most of you. So I know he's going to sell eventually. I would just like to see like how long Roaring Kitty is capable of diamond handing it, because that depends on just how much faith and conviction he has in GME. And if the conviction is so high, like I said, that he believes this could be, like for me, $100 billion, like 10x what it is today. When it was higher today, it was 10 billion or something. So 10x what it is today to $100 billion would be absolutely mind-boggling to me. But then again, I don't know. I think it'd be mind-boggling when Dogecoin went like to even 75 cents. But you know, people were hoping for $1. I was hoping for $1. So anything goes. I don't really know his evaluation anymore because you can't really even calculate how much this company could possibly be worth anymore, because it's beyond a meme coin. It's beyond like even the hodlers of Dogecoin can fathom at this point, right? It's like beyond Dogecoin in terms of like how popular it is in this current moment in time. And it has more emotions behind it. And that's also like priceless. Dogecoin, don't get me wrong, still has its great values. I feel like in terms of Dogecoin, when it was being supported by like Elon Musk, who else? Snoop Dogg, I think at one point was also like talking about Dogecoin. There's like a bunch of celebrities at one point that kind of chimed in. Even Mr. Beast talked about how he almost bought Dogecoin, whatever. But with Dogecoin, there's like a lot of people, a lot of energy around it when it does go up. And then with Dogecoin, it's DOG. But I would also argue, like with Dogecoin, I feel like there's always hope because it's the original. Like you can't talk about Shiba Inu, you can't talk about Dog with Hat without talking about Dogecoin. But then the same thing with GameStop. It's like, how are you going to bring up like Bed Bath and Beyond or BlackBerry, or you're going to bring up and you're going to talk about AMC without talking about GME? Like, no, that's not going to happen. You're going to talk about, like, even if GameStop is just gone forever someday, people are still, it's legendary at this point. Like when you talk about meme stocks and meme coins and all that, like this is the king of meme stocks in my opinion. Like it's just ripped so hard, right? So that's kind of the gist of it. I feel like factoring in that, it's really hard and it really could go to any price. I'm not saying it's going to go to $1 trillion, okay, but like it could go to the hundreds of 200, even go, I think 100 billion would be like mind-boggling. But even 200 billion, I wouldn't bet like everything against the fact that I can't reach 200 billion. That's just me. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. Thank you so much, Carlos. Thank you, Carlos J, for the super chat. I really appreciate you guys, by the way. You know, coming into my streams, first off, smashing that like button, of course. But you know, for those of you guys, I know like it's a tough time. Like economy's not good right now. So I know you support me, even if for those of you guys that don't send super chats, it's all good. I really just want to tell you that I appreciate you too for just like simply being here and, you know, watching the ads through these YouTubes, because that helps monetize me as well. So I'm grateful for that, and sharing my videos and whatnot. Carlos says, how high do you think GME can go? All honest. No, I'm going to give you like my sincere, honest opinion. Okay, I'm going to put my phone away for this. I'm going to pull. Okay, let's look at this. Oh, by the way, I don't know how to read charts. I'm just, I'm like, let's look at this. Like I know how to read it. I don't actually know how to read it, but I'm just going to tell you like my, like, you know, thesis on where I think it can go. Let's just not forget. Let's just not forget that this is 3 months, right? You go into the 3 months chart. It's at 26.20 right now, which is like, yeah, it's okay. It's not that great. This point in time, it was May 14th. So I think that's around the time when he first just like popped out of nowhere, right? When he made that, the tweet where it's the gamer getting more serious, the gamer propping back up, just off of that tweet, guys, at nighttime, like that, when it came onto the market, I think I don't know if it was overnight actually, if it was in the morning, but it went to, from what I'm seeing, like at least $64, right? I'm hearing some people got it like even higher than 64. I don't know where people are trading it, but let's just say like what I'm seeing right here, like this is just through like Robinhood. But right here, it says May 14, we got about $64. If you look at it, 64, and then it just kind of like didn't pass this mark, even though he's done a stream since then. He's like memed a whole bunch of other stuff. So if you look at the timeline, it goes, he did one tweet coming that the stock literally just like goes to the moon to like 60 something dollars, even though I thought it was at $10. We could have bought it like a couple months ago for $10. So like it pulled this insane move. And then he started to tweet a bunch of stuff. It didn't ever reach 60 something, 64. He disappeared actually. If you look around like I think May, after May 17, he kind of like didn't tweet anymore. And he only came back and then did that, like, was it the Uno reverse tweet? Like way later. I think that's time. Sorry, he tweets a lot, so I'm just like losing track. But I know it's the getting back one that got the most, and it went to like 60 something dollars. Then he tweeted, and then never really surpassed anything. And then he just kind of stopped for about 2 weeks, and the news was like, oh, Roy and Kitty exited. Okay, so it's going down. Goodbye, GameStop. And then he made a comeback like literally 2 weeks later, and it was the Uno reverse card. And when the Uno reverse card came out, it went up again. But at that point in time, I don't think it didn't surpass this point. So it's kind of like the highs are lower, is how I see it. But again, we have to keep in mind, after I had sold my first batch, like when I did on the live stream, like my previous live streams, you guys saw that I put in basically like around $20,000. I put in $11,000 and it turned into $20,000. And I sold it. I sold it around $46 that day. I forgot which day, but it's just before his stream. I think it was literally the day before his stream. He did the stream on, was it the 7th or something, right? Yeah. I think he did a stream on the 7th. I sold on the 6th. And of course, with my luck, right after I sold on the 6th, at around $46 for that $15,000. So I cashed in at least like $4,000 no matter what, left some behind. It went to like 60 something. It went to like 65, I think, right? Like the whole after hours, like the whole time after I had sold on regular market hours, it went to 65. And I specifically, it's ingrained in my mind because I was so pissed for the whole day. I was like eating my dinner and I'm like, oh, it's still at like 60 something. How is this possible? So yeah. But then that never happened again. And then the stream happened and then it dropped. So after the stream happened on Friday, after the release of surprise earnings, it didn't hit 60 something again. Will it hit 60 something again? I honestly think yes. But And I think it could actually, like, I think, yes, it could hit 60 something. And I feel like what we're seeing right now, with which is not really pretty, even for someone like me that doesn't really read charts, I feel like having gone up and having not reached a new high, even after all this commotion, is not such a good look. But with that being said, I do believe that GameStop is absolutely insane. Like, having lived like ingrained in my mind 2021, when I gave up on it pretty much January 2021, and then it came back to life like a 2 or 3 months later, I knew like that nothing is over until it's over. Like, you just don't know. So that's why I do believe, even though I think like 60 is going to be a little harder to get back up, because a lot of people are like diamond handing the bag, they're trying to get rid of their bags. I think 60 is going to be a little bit hard to get back, but it's possible. And beyond that, I personally think, like I said, all the reasonings of his fame, his influence. Now there's the factor of like actual value that possibly people are believing in GameStop. That could be explosive in terms of like the price, the market cap of the entire company. And then therefore, do I think a 10x is out of question? I think is very, very hard. But I think it surpassing its old all-time high of $120 post-split is very likely. But with all of that being said, I'm not waiting to get out and sell at 120. I'm not waiting to get out and sell at necessarily even $60. I could get out like when this thing goes to $40 and then hope to maybe just like hop back in, or I'd be too scared to hop back in. That's my honest opinion. Like, I think as much as I do believe it could surpass 60, I think it's going to be a trip, a rocky road, one shall say. Yeah, not the ice cream tasty kind, but that's how I see it. And I'm more so just doing this as much as I am trying to unpersuade myself to believe that this is a long-term play. I might still, if I end up with a lot of gains at the end of all this, I am going to leave some in there to see like my hopes of the possibility of a $100 billion market cap someday, some year in the future for GameStop. But that's just a total lotto ticket, in my opinion. But I'm going to take like my gains if I get opportunity to take my gains. That's that. Okay. Let's go back to Roaring Kitties. By the way, I'm watching this not just to like comment on it. I'm actually just trying to like also get the vibe of like if I feel like I am reading him right. And I feel like the only reason why I believed before he showed up on the live stream that I thought it was him is because I believe that him to be a good person. And when I say good person, I don't mean he's like a saint. I just mean like I think he's not trying to screw over like regular folks, take all your money and bounce whatnot. And I'm still getting the same vibes as I'm watching his video, which is very reassuring. I'm just watching it to like really just soothe myself and be like, all right, you trust that this guy is basically more intelligent than I myself is. And I trust that he most likely means well. I could be wrong. And I'm in it. And I like the stock. So really, this is just a reassurance thing for myself. But I really like his videos. And I think like he himself, he's just got that like charisma. He's very likable. I honestly wish I was as likable as him. Probably have more subscribers on YouTube. But if you like my videos, please subscribe too. Bye. minute, 10 minutes. Perfect for monetization. For those of you guys that don't know, videos have to be at least like 8 minutes on YouTube in order to be monetized. So I'm assuming he was monetized when he did this. And yeah, that was a short video. But oh, now I'm watching another one. It's called Selecting Stocks Based on Feel. 3 years ago, 670,000 views. Oh, wait. So, by the way, I hope crypto stopped dumping because it was really bad in the morning. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's an he brought out Dodex onto this. I think this is a video. It's not even a stream because I don't see it as stream chat replay, but maybe it was I don't I think this is just a regular video, but holy I didn't know he actually played with Uno cards. Sorry, I wasn't a part of his streams. Like I did not see this 3 years ago. So when I saw that Uno reverse card that he tweeted, I thought that was just like an Uno reverse card. Like he didn't actually. I knew about the Magic 8 Ball. Did you guys know that he brought out the Uno reverse card? I mean, like, did you know that he played with Uno cards in his older live streams? That's so hilarious, dude. Oh my god. You think RK sold his calls? Ancient Frenzy says no. I absolutely do not not because I'm researching this, but because I saw through I think CNBC and Bloomberg and like all these other news outlets that hire professionals who know more about options than anchors do. These professionals state that it's very hard, like basically near impossible, like very, very hard for him to sell those options because there's just too many. And there's not enough demand for those call options that are expiring very soon. So how call options work is that you have an expiry date to have the right but not the obligation to go ahead and purchase those stocks for those $20 strike price. And I mean, it's at $26 and he paid like I think around $5 on top of those $20. So it's actually about $25. So basically if GameStop by Friday next week is not above $25, then he's either way going to be losing money. Like it's just whether he executes it or not, right? Because if he's going to execute it, but GameStop is at like $10, then yeah, you're losing money either way. Like it's not really that great. So that's that. But that's why I feel like he didn't because it's really hard supposedly to sell all of that. That's how a lot of people think he's most likely just going to execute them. What he's doing it all. You want to watch this, just go on Roaring Kitty's YouTube and just search selecting stocks based on feel. What is going on? It's the one with the circle with oh my god, this guy's hilarious. Wait, what? Okay, so when we all saw the Uno reverse card that he tweeted, I think everybody believed that the Uno reverse just, at least I took it as Uno reverse card means we're gonna flip it back on them. Okay, they think I disappeared. Like they think that Roaring Kitty disappeared because he stopped like tweeting those memes for like 2 weeks, and like boom, I'm back. But through this video, he's just saying like if it's not working, I mean, if you was gonna invest in like PNN or whatever the stock was at the time, then he'll just go backwards and then do NEP. And if that doesn't work, it'll be NEP. And I guess if that doesn't work, it'll be EP and then just P. Like that's what? So then okay, GME. Is there a stock that's EMG? Hold on. I have to see this for myself. I mean, I don't think that's what he meant, that he was just going to give up on GameStop and be like, EMG, here we go. No, there's no EMG. I had to check. There's no EMG, luckily, so he couldn't have done that. But if you chop one off and you do MG, Mistras. I mean, it's been down. Don't think anyone really bought it. But yeah, there is an MG with 38,000 trading volume, though. LOL. There is an MG. I don't think that's where. Okay, so I'm just going to stick with my original, how I interpreted the meme. Here we are, folks, 2024. I'm just interpreting memes in order to decide if I want to YOLO a lot of money into a random meme stock. BRB, guys. I'm trying to explain to my brother, who I just told, that I have a position still in GME, because at one point I told him, I was like, aren't you proud of me that like I got in and out? I didn't stay that long this time. And today he was like, are you still in it? He's like, you sold the rest of it, right? Because you sold the first half, the 15,000. Did you like get rid of like the other 5,000? And I'm like, I didn't tell him that I got more. I was just like, I still have some. I'm like, I'll tell you the results next week. I have no idea. Oof. All right. He's not that disappointed, but that's also because he has no idea what I'm doing. Okay. All right. Sorry, just checking. Oh my God, I've been doing this stream for an hour and a half. Hello, by the way. Ricky, should I hold overnight? I do not give out financial advice, folks. I say follow your heart because I can't tell you what to do. I would feel terrible if you held and lost all your money. I might lose all my money. I have no idea what will happen next week. We're going to find out. We're going to find out together, those of us that are on this boat together. The 42 mil of options sold today. Something a Roaring Kitty strike price, by the way. What? Okay, sorry. I'm just going to go back into this. I'm just so shook by this Uno reverse situation. If you want, oops. I'm gonna see. The colorful one, the wild card, still shaking. my god, he's bananas. This guy's got all the games. I mean, I guess he's a dad, so it makes sense. I wasn't really paying attention near the end, doing something. Oh boy. I think after watching those videos, I'm just reassured that he's a wild card. He's somebody that I just use really, really hard to have any idea really what he's thinking. But again, I still believe my original face reading skills that he means well and not bad. Net good. I have no idea if that means he knows what he's doing and that he's not going to lose a lot of money at the end of all this. I just hope all of us that's watching the stream and everybody who smashed the like button, good luck. May the odds be in our favor. Tomorrow is going to be a rocky, interesting day from now until next week, Friday. I hope we get those short interest numbers because I really want to know what the last 2 weeks, because it's all like delayed information. So ending ending May 30th, what the short interest was on GameStop, really. That's kind of important. And then I guess like if he possibly would join the board. And if from now till Friday, will we have Brian Cohen say something? But then also there's the possibility that this whole thing will be dragged out to like July, because what if he comes out and you can roll options, right? So you could just sell the original options and roll into a future date. So what if he does that? That's also a possibility. I mean, it'll be more costly still. He'll have to pay, but Darwin says, are you holding until 19th? I have no plans to hold to a specific date. I'm just here to make money. So if it goes off to a price that I like I am just out of here. But again, I sold earlier and I made money and then I came back. So I have no idea like what I'm going to do with this thing, because now my conviction on GME to fail has changed. I just always thought of it for years as like something jump in and out of. It's a meme stock. It's never going to be long lasting. It's going to disappear eventually. I actually always had more hope for AMC. That's why when, like I said many times, well, I'm still, I don't think I have any shares in AMC right now, but I do have call options. But I get in and out of AMC throughout the years. Like it's something that I've always just like hopped in and out of, honestly, even more than GME, if we calculate from like 2020 to now. But now I'm changing my perception, and now I actually have more hopes in GME than I have AMC. And I'm like, I hope GME buys out AMC and just like straight up acquires them. What's your average in it? So for those, for specific questions for you guys that you guys have for, like what price I bought in for, or how many shares exactly. I show all of those like as pretty much as soon as I make the trades. I do it very quick. I update like my Patreon or my OS. So I recommend, if you want the cheaper, better deal, it would be my Patreon. Look down below. It'll be the $20 tier. That's where I post like when I make my trades, whatever I'm willing to share. So if you want to ask me questions also, once you are a paying member, I'm on the $20 tier. I will let you know what I'm doing. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining this stream. Smash the like button on your way out. Thank you to all of you guys. For those of you guys that either join the community here, you're supporting me every month, or the ones that send super chats, greatly appreciate you. Give a round of applause to yourself. And I hope this ends well, guys. And by ends well, I mean, I hope it doesn't go back down to $10 or $15. Peace.